So it's ice fishing season here in Maine, so that means it's time to trap bait. And I just got a new bait trap this week, and I'm going to throw together a little suspension to hold it up above the ice, and we'll go through making that. It'll be a quick little video, but eventually we'll go down to the brook and throw that in and catch some bait, but that'll be another day. So what we're going to need to make this is a 19-inch piece of 1 1/4 by 1 oak board. We're going to need a second piece that we're going to cut in half, and then cut about 1.5 inches off each side, or cut 3 inches off all of it, then cut it in half. So these are going to look something like this when we're done. These little legs are going to swing out. You notice they got a slight little bevel on there. I put them bevel side down, so when these freeze in out on the ice, I get my wedge under there and pop these right up so we can break through the ice and get the trap out. We'll start marking it out, drilling some holes, putting these together, and we'll show you how it works. First thing we're going to do is mark our long piece out. We want to mark center. So center that way, and then I come in 1 3/4 inches off the end. And we'll do the same to this one. 1 3/4 inches. And 5/8 there, because we got 1 1/4 inches. So now this is all marked out. We can put these together, clamp them up in the vise, drill them out, and get ready to put our bolts in them. First thing we're going to do is drill a 5/16 hole through here. We'll put that on the mark we originally made. Give that a little extra so that 5/16 bolt doesn't get caught up. Okay, so we're going to drill our 1/2 inch hole in the back side of this now. Spin this back around. We'll go to the opposite side, and we want to be opposite from what we had over there. .5/16 bit back in. Switch back to our 1/2 inch bit and make the recess for that bolt head to sit down inside. Just gotta go slow on this because it will really rip and tear this out. Yeah, that should be all we need. Now if we look at this, we've got a 5/16 hole on one side and a 1/2 inch recess in the other, and we'll put our bolt down through there and get this all tightened up. So we'll go ahead and put this one side together. We're going to start from the side with a 1/2 inch hole with the recess, push our bolt through, put a regular washer on, then our lock nut, and we'll go ahead with now with our face shield and eye protection on, we'll go ahead and cut this last little bit off. Now if we take a close-up, the back side where the ice is going to be, we've got the bolt head all recessed in. The top side, we got our lock nut on there. We trimmed our bolt into place. So a little quick overview of what we got so far. We've got both halves all bolted on. The way that's going to work is we'll spin one side out, we'll spin the other side out, and we can set that right down over our ice hole. Our rope will be tied to the middle. It'll be hanging down off our trap. And when we're ready to take it up, we'll just lift that. We'll spin the legs back shut. This little groove that we have in the middle here, that's where all our rope will be bunched up. And we'll just take that and crank the rope up and get it adjusted to height wherever we want that, or take it out and wrap it up and put it away. So a few things you need to do with your bait traps here in Maine is label what they are, who's using them, where you're from, and your phone number. So I like using my little wood burning tool, and I'll burn that in there. First I started off marked on the top of this where my rope is going to end up, and it's going to take up this space in between. So I'm going to make sure I'm just outside of that, and I'm going to put bait trap. So there we have it labeled in the centers to what it is, and I just freehand this. I don't get anything too spectacular with it. These are only going to last so many years. Hopefully the poly will hold up and give them a few more years, but they're a consumable item over time. Nothing lasts forever. And now I'll go ahead and burn my name and the name of the town and my phone number in the ends. Make sure you burn them in there good and deep. I like to clean that off every once in a while with a little wire brush. That wood really accumulates on there. The next thing we're going to need is 25 feet of 550 paracord. And we're going to burn the ends of it. While you have your wood burning knife going, that works really good. Get rid of these frayed ends. We'll take a look down here. Just take that hot knife and melt right down through it, and it's pretty hard to get much better than that. That's a nice clean burn. You don't have a big ball on the end as if you were to burn it with a cigarette lighter. So we'll hook the trap up, and we'll hook it to the suspension. And okay, hook this up, put our rope over, and tie ourselves just a little slip knot. We'll slide that on, and we'll figure out which way is it going to bite. So it wants to bite right that way. So that's going to pull and keep a constant bite right on there. And then we'll just back that up with another half hitch just for safety. And then we'll trim the length with our hot knife again. And that end is all set to go. We'll just take that and start wrapping that around real nice like. Got about 25 feet on this. It works about pretty good. Now we're going to take our brand new geese minnow trap. Stick that together. So on this you've got 2 points on this side and 1 on this side, and they match right up to this. So them just clip together like that. And you take your little clip on the opposite side where there's 1. We'll clip that on there like that. Bait swimming through the end, eat the dog food, trapped, take them out, put them in a 5-gallon bucket, catch some fish. So we're going to take this and tie it onto our minnow trap now. We're just going to run the 550 cord through the little hook, tie ourselves a little bowline. And remember, rabbit's up through the hole, rabbit goes around the tree, rabbit goes back down through the hole. And you get yourself a nice little knot that will never come off. And wind that up. Got our minnow trap hanging on there. Flip our legs out. It's going to look something like that. And when we go to drop this down through the ice, we'll just roll that down through, and we'll take that, and then we'll just lay that on top of the ice, on top of our hole. Got all our markings on it so everybody can see it. So I'll just use these ties to show you how this is going to work, but simply just unwrap yourself some string. After you get your hole in the ice, you feed that down through. Then we can adjust the elevation that we want it. Flip our little legs out. And then that will sit right on top of the ice, and then we'll come back and get it in a day. We'll have to chisel the ice out, but that's how that little contraption works. Okay, to take it up out of the ice, get all your paracord gathered in. Fold your legs up. Pull your trap out. Crank it up. Take your bait out, use your bungee cord and elastic that on there, throw it in your pack, and you're all ready to go.